I'm done going down the rabbit hole of confusion with all of these calendars. The numbers from Joshua 14, 15, 16, and 17 were never about days, but scripture. 1 Thessalonians 4 verses 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm throwing the September 11th and 12th Feast of Trumpets out the window as well. We know the Day of Atonement, according to Joshua's message, is September 15th, 2032. Therefore, all three of the final feasts will be fulfilled for the second coming, not the rapture. The fact that I know I'm the final prophet with the rapture scroll, the spiritual truths, that I'm done with these calendars, and have correctly decoded Joshua's messages now, are huge signs that we are in the last seconds of this journey of training. My prior video, I broke down the messages from God and Jesus. Then aligned scripture with the two-part rapture process, with the verses 14 and 15 being about a great spiritual event that will globally awaken the last of the sheep simultaneously, that must pass before the final events in 16, 17 take place. The final birth pain event will be massive, which unfolds before the sudden destruction. Go back to view the previous video. The Exodus and Rapture are two separate events, concurrent to each other, that required two witnesses. Joshua and myself. Joshua delivered the messages to start the Exodus, and I will finish with an unexpected role for the Rapture. Joshua's purpose was to start awakening the graduating sheep, which was determined before birth. The chasing of calendars was intentional confusion, to awaken, separate the wicked, keep the wicked confused, and pave the path for me. Many of the sheep have been finishing up their last class in this earth school at different times since September 2025 and receiving their diploma spiritual divine mark. The last of the flock have to finish lessons and receive their diploma. That is the 14, 15 event coming. Why didn't I decode the messages back in September? The answer is simple. It wasn't my appointed time. I hadn't received the correct deciphering with the numbers until after the FIFA Cup, and everything has to line up with how God ends our journey. While Joshua was waking up the sheep warriors, I was still being forged into my role. I had to fully decode the rapture scroll, receive all of the spiritual truths, and be well prepared before my appointed time. I started decoding the scroll in 2022, with no clue at the time what role God was preparing me for until the rapture hype started. There are two scrolls in Revelation: the deed to the earth and the seven sealed scroll. I'm delivering the deed earth rules. Two sides. Each side completes our journey in this school. This school is called history. Break that down: his story, his learning, his training. You have all read side 1, which is the written truths. Moses delivered the 10 commandment laws to follow. The begotten Son, Jesus, brought us the behavior and end time signs. The Bible brought us basic instructions before leaving earth. We have only received half of the story or half of the rules. Let's flip the scroll over. Side 1 had the written, side 2 has the unwritten. This is the spiritual truths, which we find the kingdom within. God has sent his daughter, the mirror, to Jesus, to deliver all of the spiritual truths. It's as if I'm a second Messiah, a female to deliver side 2. During our learning, we could not know all of the truths, as our learning would not be successful. We have been sleeping while learning. There are many symptoms with spiritually awakening, which is for the last video. As the graduating sheep are preparing to graduate, there are some new kids on the block that are awakening at the same time. These new kids are the wicked God speaks of that will appear in the end times. These are the baby Nephilim wolves. These babies are in adult bodies, have no morals, no conscience, few emotions, few lessons, and do not have Jesus in their hearts yet. Jesus will say to these wolves, "I never knew you." Are you making the connections with Trump's behavior? Briefly, history is reversing and repeating. My role has the spirit of every biblical woman within, making me the ultimate heavenly spiritual queen mother. We are back in the garden, and the mother will soon trick the Nephilim serpent. This will end the curse of the dominating male divinity, which was needed for us to complete our learning. We had to learn how to treat one another here, before earning the reward of immortality. As the wolves are being lawless, sexually sinning, tearing families apart, greedy, selfish, controlling, etc., they are unknowingly helping the righteous complete their learning to graduate. The wolves are not receiving dreams, visions, messages, as they are on their first class in this school. Their wicked behavior, however, they had to display their evilness to be punished, which their 7 years of pure hell under the Antichrist is like their initiation. Those left behind, which include the goats, are going to learn how you treat another matters. The resources are going to be taken away to feel what the sheep felt when others were greedy and there was plenty. There's your answer for why there is a tribulation. We are all born with both evil and good. Your ego is your Satan, your Nephilim within. Graduating means letting go of your ego, the materialistic possessions in this world, and never hurting another for personal gain through control, greed, and selfishness. These basic instructions to follow are the Noahide laws and 10 commandments. Evil knows Scripture. Evil is in the church. God was not going to let evil know how the righteous would leave this earth. God intentionally left the Dead Sea Scrolls in a separate location to be found as his story unfolded. God left the Rapture scroll elsewhere for the appointed Queen Mother. Everything in this world is scripted, every character has a purpose. Jump out of what is in front of you, it's not reality, and realize we are in a 7,000-year story bubble matrix. Page by page, every human character has a purpose, with bringing everything we need to learn, connect the dots, and get out of here. The final separation, Great Awakening, 14 and 15, is not a 2-day event, but will be many days. Verse 16 starts the rapture process, with the dead rising first. The deaths help those that remain alive complete their learning. I will know when the dead are done rising. God has provided me with my sign. Metaphorically, those that remain alive are gathering at the spiritual bridge with me that leads to Jesus. We have the serpent dragon on that bridge. The master of evil himself, the Antichrist. When my appointed time arrives to share the Rapture scroll and spiritual truths to the world, the second side to God's earth deed, you will all share me. Revealing all, supernaturally, weakens the dragon, so Michael can finally battle him and win. We cross the bridge, we ascend to Jesus. I will know the date, as God reveals more. This knowledge is all stored in our DNA blueprints. We are all being activated accordingly to fulfill end-time roles. The mockers and scoffers aren't going. Those that mock me, saying they know the Bible, might rethink if they're graduating. You've been given half of the story. You know Scripture, but you know nothing about the spiritual side process of awakening. I've provided the trail with the Rapture scroll that God intentionally left elsewhere for his chosen daughter to find, decode, and deliver when time. Enoch went to heaven, received knowledge, wrote it down, put these parchments in capsule-like vessels. The parchments made their way to Solomon, and then, in the hands of the Knights Templars, then more thieves left the parchments in their final resting place, the Mary Magdalene Church. They were found in 1885. One can search up the mystery writings at Rennes-le-Château, France. The Rapture scroll has been in front of us for years. The scroll can be found in the book, The Holy Blood, the Holy Grail. If that alone isn't enough to scream, here's the Rapture scroll. God had the scroll shown to me, in the movie New World Order. I can't make these connections up. The movie, The Da Vinci Code, was based on a living descendant from Mary and Jesus. God programmed these people to make these movies. All the clues have been left in history. We're awakening to connect the dots, to get out. Trump is the top human Nephilim that is setting the stage for the tribulation for the next students arriving. He is the poster boy for who those students are being left behind as the goats finish learning and the wolves begin. All of Trump's behavior is 100% Nephilim, a baby wolf. Everything God does not want in his kingdom. Faith will be shaken. None of you want to believe that you also deceived yourselves. Your soul knows the rules in this school. My life is the Rapture scroll as the appointed woman with child. Artificial intelligence can't decode it. In the event, a greedy one tries to enter it into a search. I was scorned by 2 wicked wolves. Both are new Nephilim students. Both are married, keeping my male child, brainwashing, and indoctrinating with Nephilim behavior. Teaching same-sex children that good is evil and evil is good. God did this to forge me into my character. God will free my male child, then have me free the restrainer. The great awakening will separate my children from their evil wolf. The wolves are in for a rude awakening. Their self-centered, narcissistic worlds, the bubble of illusion, is about to be broken. The righteous leave this time, and the wicked remain. Here's my take. There's no doubt, the rapture is taking place this year, and the events are unfolding. The math has been done, the dots have been connected, the signs are occurring, and the sheep are spiritually awakening. Precise timing. The Exodus is nearly done, or God wouldn't have had me decode Joshua's messages now. It's time to shift to me, with the final warnings to prepare to go home. We're watching for one massive global awakening event, to start the two-part rapture process. When is the Great Awakening event? I don't know. I'm watching for all of my spiritual events to align with biblical events, as both merge for the climax. Remember, I have not yet surfaced to conclude this journey. My patterns include the numbers are 9, 18, 19, 27, 28, 29, and Sundays. The messages withing the scroll, and spiritual truths. The spring crop is ready in late July and into August. This is the final awakening to separate evil from sheep. Some are claiming the true feast of wine is August, which if the first grains are ready to make bread, then this also lines up. July 29th has a full buck moon, with deer shown in Leave the World Behind, and I Pet Goat. The heavens show a wedding taking place, which could be the first guests going home. Proverbs 20 has my husband returning on a full moon, potentially separating the wicked women and men that are committing adultery and sins. America is about to collapse. USA, schools begin in late August. School could be starting for the wolves. July 29th has war at 5 months. 5 represents grace, it could be the final period of grace. Spiritually, we are transitioning to 5D bodies. Everything unfolding in the Middle East is leading up to the Great Awakening events. This must pass before the sudden destruction occurs during the tribulation. The tribulation has not started. Jesus does not open the 7 seals until we ascend. I'm not on the world stage yet, however, the Queen is on that spiritual chessboard, waiting like a serpent to strike and call checkmate for the righteous graduating warriors. History is reversing and repeating. Moses ended the Exodus with parting the Red Sea. Currently, Iranian-backed Houthis in Yemen are doing the opposite, announcing a naval blockade at the southern entrance to the Red Sea. The YouTube channel, Tabernacle of the Bridegroom, has been showing the heavenly wedding journey. A Mazzaroth, meaning he's using the constellations, sun, moon, stars, asteroids, comets, 12 zodiacs, and coding to map out the wedding. Jupiter the King is crowning the bridegroom, the sun, on July 29th. A golden ring on August 12th and a total solar eclipse. My final thought with us going home in August, how all of my patterns and life are lining up with biblical signs. If July 29th brings nothing, know that we are watching for a massive spiritual wake-up event. Then I'm up on the world stage next, to end our journey. There's no way God is bringing me out of hiding and protection, decoding Joshua, if that great awakening event is not about to happen. I'm literally helping free the restrainer, and my life is at great risk. As the righteous will love knowing I'm here, the wicked will not share those same feelings. I'm activating the rapture for us leaving, and the 7-year tribulation of hell for the enemies. I had to remain hidden, the actual bride within the bride church, and protected until the end. I am that descendant from Jesus and Mary, with much to prove it shortly. I will help with the transitioning, as the bride is the last to arrive to the wedding. As soon as I receive my sign to surface, to deliver the final words of God, which will be very close to our exit date, I will announce that on my Facebook page. Indigo Blue Apples. I had to complete my lessons as well, and could not know the day until the end. If I receive anything, I will post. God does not release the knowledge all at once, it has to align with the end times.